get my baby on the line. Just the other night, we had a horrible fight. I admit that I was out of control, but I still love my man with my body and soul. When the road gets rough, you say things you should not say. But I never meant to treat my baby that way. I apologize. Believe me. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. Honest. Honest and true. Because I know I was wrong. And so I sing you this song that I'm trying to get through and make it up to you, yeah. Operator, it was like a bad dream. The Lord, you should have heard the way he shouted and the way I screamed. I regret it, 'cause I was unfair. I took it all out on him, just because he was there. When the road gets rough, you say things you should not say. I never meant to treat my daddy that way. I apologize. Believe me. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. Honest and true. Because I knew I was wrong. So I sing you this song, and I'm gonna get through, yeah, and make it up to you. I apologize for I was unkind, and I wish that I could roll back in time, erase the goodbye, and rewrite my life. But come rain or come shine, I wanna do it right this time. I apologize. Oh, baby, I do. Because I know I was wrong, and so I sing you my song, yeah, yeah, yeah. I apologize, yeah. I apologize, oh yes, because I know I was wrong, and so I sing you this song, and I wanna get, I gotta get, I need to get the root of you, yeah. Oh, listen, oh baby, I'm talking to you right now, oh, I'm talking to you. I was wrong, baby, listen to me right now, singing it for you right
Poetry and Pulse. a new concept, a new series with you in mind, bringing the best of both worlds together on one platform, showcasing your talent combined with the spiritual knowledge of the divine and the council. Something to just feed your soul. Take a listen. Let me introduce the ladies of Poetry and Prose. Goddess Dee of Love, poetess, empath. Empress I Rose, Sharon, poetess, empath, divinator. Queen Cass, holistic healer. C-Val, Madam O, empath, intuitive. Princess Peach, Alicia Dion, empath, divinator, intuitive. Blended healing, intuitive, and divinator. Blues, boom boom boom, sad and blue, special moderator. Always that girl, number one, special moderator.
From the crown of my head, made me see that I could use my voice, so I should have love taken care of.
A collaboration of love, poetry and prose. Please come and be our guest and participate. Every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Before we dig into the problem with apologies, let's define what an apology is supposed to be. An apology is generally an expression of remorse or regret for wrongdoing. It's supposed to signify accountability and responsibility in order to repair a relationship. These 3 R's, remorse, responsibility, and repair, are the key points here. Before we...
Grand rising, grand afternoon, or grand evening, depending on what time of day you are watching Daily Dose of Dee. I am your host, a.k.a. Goddess Dee of Love. We are in the building today, chilling. Y'all like my room? You like my orange room? We are here on this Thursday, y'all. We have made it to Thursday. Remember on Tuesday, I was trying to work us to Thursday, but we are here at Thursday. Some call it Thankful Thursday. Some call it Thoughtful Thursday. But today, here at Daily Dose of Dee, we're going to call it Tighten Up Thursday. We're going to tighten it up on Thursday. Y'all feel me? So with that being said, let's go ahead and go into the word of the day. The word of the day on Happy Tighten It Up Thursday is, and let me, look, I got to get the right thing up for y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I had the wrong thing up. Okay, here we go. Happy Tighten It Up Thursday. The word of the day is apologize. And apologize means express regret for something that one has done. Okay? Apologize. And also, the quote of the day here at Daily Dose of Dee on Tighten Up Thursday is an apology is more than words. It's followed by action. And that's by the one and only goddess Dia Love herself. Me, myself, and I. Yeah. So, what brought this word on today? So, today, how this word came is because I often hear people say, I'm sorry, right? And I like to hear, I apologize. Because to me, apology means that you're acknowledging that you did something wrong and then you're not going to do what you did anymore. I'm sorry to me just means what it is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, some people just say, I'm sorry just to get rid of you, right? Or just to be like, "Ah, I'm sorry." But they have take no accountability and their actions keep doing the same thing. So I want to talk about how apologize applies today in this world and how sometimes we just need to take the time to apologize. And with that, we need to follow that up with action. So, our title for today is The Power of Apologizing, a Path to Healing and Growth. So, let's go right into it. Apologizing is a fundamental aspect of human interaction, essential for maintaining healthy relationships and fostering personal growth. A sincere apology can mend broken bonds, restore trust, and demonstrate emotional maturity. Although it may be difficult to admit mistakes, the act of apologizing is a powerful tool for self improvement and reconciliation. So, the power of apology, how it is a path to healing and growing. So, apologizing is something that is very fundamental for human interaction. And if you want to have a healthy relationship or maintain healthy relationships, you're going to apologize when you're in those relationships. So when you're apologizing, this is helping with your personal growth. This is how it is helping you to get on the path of growth because you're helping to maintain relationships and you might gain some relationships because you are apologizing. So this is fostering growth. When you have a sincere apology, it can really bring things together. Broken men can um, be untied, unbroken. It's going to restore your trust. And it also, most importantly, it demonstrates how you have emotionally matured. Even though it may be difficult to admit mistakes sometimes, because I can admit this, sometimes it used to be hard for me to admit mistakes. I let that pride get in the way. But when you have the act of apologizing, it is so powerful because it helps with your self improvement and it helps with any reconciliation. So that's how apologizing can help you on the path of healing and growth. So let's go on and go into the next thing. The importance, the importance of apologizing. One of the key reasoning for apologizing is its role in healing relationships. Conflicts and misunderstandings are inevitable in any social setting, whether among friends, family members, or colleagues. When someone acknowledges their wrongdoing and expresses regret, it reassures that the affected person reassures the affected person that their feelings are valued. This, in turn, creates a foundation of rebuilding trust and strengthening the relationship. Additionally, apologizing helps to diffuse tension and prevent conflict from escalating. When a person takes responsibilities for their actions, it reduces resentment and encourages open communication. A well timed apology can prevent long term grudges and promote emotional well being for all parties involved. I love that point. A well timed apology can prevent long term grudges. So, the importance of apologizing is it helps in your role in healing relationships. So, when conflicts and misunderstandings arise, when you apologize, this is where you're acknowledging that there's some wrongdoing. You express the regret, and then your actions show that you no longer want to do what you're apologizing for. So let's be honest. In today's world, it's inevitable that we're not going to have conflicts, disagreements, arguments, right? We're in a society where that's going to happen. We're all humans, flesh and blood. But that song came up. We're all humans, flesh and blood. Hey, I like that. Born to make mistakes. Anyway, hey, y'all know how it just comes. So we have to foster or get into the act. I don't even like to say the act. We want to get into the habit. That's what I say of apologizing when we are wrong. And this means you have to take accountability, right? Apologizing is going to help diffuse and prevent things from escalating or from people thinking, oh man, you didn't care about me anyway. Make sure you check out that Daily Dose of Dee about care yesterday, right? So, a well timed apology can prevent long term grudges. Let's keep that in mind, okay? It's going to help diffuse tension and prevent conflict when escalate from escalate. When a person takes responsibility for their actions, for the things that they did, it's going to reduce resentment and encourages to have open communication. So, when you're taking responsibility for your action, this means you're being vulnerable too, as well, which takes courage. Water, which takes courage. So, apologies are important to foster relationships, maintain relationships, gain relationships, and it helps diffuses anything that may cause conflict or disagreement. And like I said, well-timed apologies prevent long-term friendships. So let's go into the elements of a sincere apology. So this is the time where I'm going to offer certain things or elements that show that you have a sincere apology. A true apology goes beyond simply saying, I'm sorry. It requires genuine remorse, accountability, and commitment to change. There's essential components of a sincere apology. And I'm going to offer these 5 components to show how, if you are really apologetic, how can you see if you're really sincere and that you're going to take accountability and make a commitment to change, having genuine remorse? Let's go. Number 1, here we go. Acknowledgement of the wrongdoing. So, the first step, the very first step is recognizing the specific action or behavior that caused harm. This shows that the individual understands their mistake Acknowledge when you're wrong. The first step for a sincere apology is to acknowledge that you're wrong and take the action. Realize that there was a specific action. There is something that you did that caused behavior or harm that warrants an apology. So this shows that as individuals, you understand that there was a mistake that was made. So when you're acknowledging your wrongdoing, that means you understand that you made a mistake and you realize that your action caused a behavior or harm. That's the first element of a sincere apology. The second one is express regret. So a heartfelt apology should convey genuine remorse and empathy for the hurt caused. A heartfelt apology should convey genuine remorse and empathy for the hurt caused. You're going to express, I apologize, right? First, you're going to acknowledge that. You're going to apologize. You're going to say, from my heart, I apologize that I did this, that, whoopty woo, or whatever. And have empathy for the hurt that you caused. Don't just be like, yeah, I apologize. Empathy is a part of love, right? That is one of the aspects of love. So if you're expressing regret, you're going to have empathy for the hurt that you caused. And you're going to convey it in that way, in an empathetic way. Number 3, take responsibility. So the element of number 3 is taking responsibility instead of making excuses or shifting blame. An effective apology involves accepting full accountability for one's action. So you're going to take responsibility instead of, well, I did this because of that. And the reason why I did this, and I was thinking this, and instead of shifting the blame and saying the reason why I did this is because of this, you take responsibility. You take accountability for your action. This is an element of a sincere apology, taking responsibility. Take the responsibility on that you did this. You don't blame others. And you know what? The reason why I'm really stressing this is because it gets on my reserve nerve when people try to shift the blame. That means you don't even see what the issue is. You already put in your mind that I did this because this person did that. You don't even have accountability in for yourself. So take responsibility. Number 4, commitment to change. Okay? The element of apology is commitment to change. Apologizing should not be merely formality. Let me say that again. Apologizing should not be mere formality, which means apology shouldn't just be something you just do and say, just to be saying it. Put a pledge to improve behavior and prevent a reoccurrence of the same mistake. Okay? Make a commitment to change. When you apologize, and it's sincere, it's not just because I'm just saying this so you can be quiet. People have a tendency to say, I apologize, and think that's the end of it. No, you're making a commitment to say, I no longer want to do what I did. I apologize, so I'm going to change my behavior, or my actions are going to show that I'm committed to change. Apologizing, it means committing to change. That's one of the elements of a sincere apology. Now let's go to the last one. Making amends. Number 5 is making amends. So, if possible, effort should be made to rectify the harm done, whether through words or action. I prefer action. Okay? amends. The element of having a sincere apology is listen to this. If possible, effort should be made to rectify the harm done. Now, that if possible is because sometimes people get so tired of you saying sorry and your behavior has not changed that it's hard to make amends because at this point we don't even believe a word that's coming out your mouth. You feel me? So, if possible, make an effort to rectify the harm, to fix the harm done. Because if you're a person that's just apologizing, like we just stated above, for formality, and we used to you just saying, I apologize, I apologize, I'm sorry, and nothing's changing, it might not be possible to make amends because the behavior has not changed, the actions have not changed. So if it is possible, try to make amends to have a sincere apology, whether through your word or act. So let's go through the steps one more time. These are the elements of a sincere apology that God is Sea of Love is offering to you today on this Thursday. Okay. Number one, acknowledgement of the wrongdoing. Acknowledge that you're wrong. Number two, express regret. So you're going to express that you are sorry. Number three, you're going to take responsibility, which means I know what I did. I'm not going to shift the blame. I'm not going to put it on anybody else but myself. Number four, make a commitment to change. Make that commitment. My actions and words are going to show that I've changed. That's sincere apology. And number five, if possible, make amends if it's possible. So those are the five elements of a sincere apology. So let's go on before we close this day out to talk about personal and social benefits of apologizing. What are some benefits? We talked about the elements, so we're just going to give some benefits of apologizing. Beyond repairing relationships, apologizing fosters personal growth. Admitting mistakes requires humility and self awareness, qualities that contribute to emotional intelligence. It also helps individuals learn from their experiences, making them more mindful of their actions in the future. On a broader level, apologizing plays a crucial role in society by promoting understanding and cooperation in workplaces, educational institutions, and even internal relationships. Acknowledging mistakes, offering sincere apologies can pave the way for harmony and progress. Leaders, public figures, and organizations that take responsibility for their actions set a positive example and encourage a culture of accountability. So, how does apologizing benefit you on a personal level? Well, on a personal level, it's going to help you foster personal growth. And personal growth never stops. You want to continue on that journey for personal growth. That's one of the benefits on the personal side of apologizing. It requires you to have self awareness and also gives you the quality of emotional intelligence, when so many people are lacking. But apologizing helps foster your personal growth, requires helps with self-awareness, and helps with your emotional intelligence. It also helps you to learn from your experiences so that you don't do the same things in the future. So how does apologizing help on a social how does it benefit on a social platform? So I like how it says that when society is promoted by understanding and cooperation. So on a higher level, when you're in the workplace or you're an educator or you're a leader or a public figure or organization, When you take responsibility for your actions, it sets as an example, a positive example. And this can help to foster accountability as a culture, right? So when you're in these, in the workplace, in educational institution, if you're a public speaker, a leader, or any part of those organizations, when you take responsibility for your actions, it can make it spread. It can be contagious. It could be something positive, and it can create a culture that's accountable. Okay, so let's talk about our last thing here, which is overcoming the fear of apologizing. Because so many people have a fear of apologizing because of some people, I think, are just fearful of being rejected and that people won't accept the apology. But let's go ahead and go into that. Despite its benefits, many people find it difficult to apologize due to fear of rejection, pride, or the belief that it makes them appear weak. However, true strength lies in the ability to admit fault and seek reconciliation. Overcoming this fear requires a shift in perspective, viewing an apology as a courageous step rather than a sign of weakness. So, overcoming the fear of apologizing. Some people have a fear of apologizing due to what I said, fear of rejection, or you're just prideful. I ain't going to apologize. I don't have to. You have a prideful attitude, or you believe that apologizing is a sign of weakness. So, in truth, it takes strength to admit when you are wrong, that you have fault. So, a way to overcome this fear is to shift your thinking. View apology as being courageous instead of a sign of weakness. It takes strength to apologize. It takes strength to admit that you are wrong. It takes strength to change your actions because you apologize and no longer want to have that behavior. So the way to overcome fear is to change our mindset to show that it takes resilience and courage to apologize. It's not a sign of weakness. So keep that in mind, okay? So to wrap this up today, apologizing is essential practice that nurtures relationships, promotes emotional growth, and fosters social harmony. A sincere apology, when delivered with honesty and responsibility, has the power to heal wounds and strengthen connection. I need to say that again. Everybody listen up. Everybody in the backside, front, everybody. A sincere apology, when delivered with honesty and responsibility, has the power to heal wounds and strengthen connections. So, by embracing the art of apologizing, individuals and societies can cultivate empathy, trust, and a more compassionate world. Let's keep that in mind. Do you think you need to apologize to someone? Is there someone that you feel you need to apologize to? Remember, apologizing is just not words. It means that you really, really felt that you done something wrong. And your actions, along with the words you are saying, are going to work together. It's going to show that you are really apologetic for the things that you have done, for the harm or the distress or the pain you may cause anybody. True apology is followed by that. And that's all I got to say today. I'm going to keep it real quick for y'all today. on this. What I call today? What I call today? Tighten it up. We tighten it up. Hold on. We tighten it up today here on Thursday because we tighten it up about apologizing, tightening up our relationship, tightening up if we need to take accountability, tightening up if we just need to tighten things up in our life to be a better person for personal growth. Okay. So on Tighten It Up Thursday, the word of the D-Day was apologize, express regret for something that one has done wrong. And the quote of the day is an apology is more than words. It's followed by your. So let's keep those things in mind. As always, my show, Daily Dose of Dee, and anything that happens over here at the Love Palace is sponsored by the network, which is More Than Media. Make sure you might like, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss anything that happens over there. Okay? So let me go ahead and set this up and give this last little clip to you guys, and I'll come back and give my last word. Why do I keep saying not my last words, y'all? Close this out. Not last words. Closing of this live. I don't like to say my last word. Here's a real clip for y'all.
An apology is 1% verbal and 99% action. The eloquence of your words means absolutely nothing if the patterns of your behavior remains the same.
You hear that? An apology is 1% words and 99% action. Keep that in mind. When you are really apologetic and have a sincere apology, the words are a little percent, but the action is what makes the apology valid. Keep that in mind. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me move this banner out the way, y'all. Let me move this banner out the way so you can like, share, and subscribe to all my social media platforms. Because you know what? It is free to the 99 to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you don't miss anything that happens at the Love Palace, right? Make sure you hit Instagram because I'm going to be having clips of what's happening at the Love Palace. And TikTok as well. We are trying to form a little family, little program show on TikTok. So, well, we're going to see what happens to TikTok after tomorrow, right? I didn't forgot that tomorrow was the 5th. Y'all keep y'all butts in the house. Anyway, we'll see what happens to TikTok, y'all. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all my streaming platforms. I would really appreciate it because it's free to the 99. And if you feel inclined, you can hit that Cash App as well. I'm never going to turn anything down. So before I close, let me say this. If I have treated or mistreated or did anybody wrong, this is a sincere apology to you all. And hit me up so we can have a conversation about it, right? But for the most part, I apologize. I do apologize. And know that God is still loves y'all. And for those that just want to say I'm sorry and don't want to use the word I apologize, I'm going to give y'all extra love and a hug because y'all need it. Y'all need to learn how to say I apologize instead of I'm sorry and let your actions mean that. Y'all feel me? Thank you for coming to Daily Dose of Dee. I am your host, a.k.a. Goddess Dee of Love. Thank you for coming to the Love Palace. Peace and love to everyone. You know I'm going to run Shamaka Essential promo. Make sure you go and hit her up for all your spiritual, physical, and emotional needs. She got you covered over there, okay? And she has a spring collection that is coming soon. So make sure you're checking out her website, okay? Peace and love to everybody. I will see you real soon. Tighten it up on this Thursday, all right? I will see you guys real soon. Have a good rest of the day.